Hello everyone, in this C programming video we're going to be going over different types of returns and functions. So to start off with, on line 1, in this file, we are using the standard input-output library. This is used to enable the use of the printf function for printing output to the console. And on line 3 here we see our first function. So this function is called greet, and it simply prints hello world followed by a new line. Notice the return type is void, and what void means is that it does not return anything. So in the last couple functions there were int return types, but in this case there's nothing being returned. On line 7 here we have an example of an int return type. So this is square. We're passing in a number and then returning the square of it. Number times number. On line 11 we have a divide function. So this takes two floating point numbers and returns their quotient. Note this is a float return type as well, because if we want to enter in things like 10 and 3, we're not going to get a whole number. So a float is better suited for this. And then finally, the fourth and last function that we have in this video is getGrade. So it's taking a score as an int, so whatever out of 100. And as we can see here, we're using conditional logic. So if the score is at least 90, then it returns an A. Note this is how a character is defined, with the single quotation marks. Next, we have else if score is at least 80. In that case, we return B, again with the single quotation marks. And then else if the score is at least 70, we return a C. Otherwise, because again you should have a default statement here, otherwise you return an F. And again, this is a char or character return type. So on line 22 here, we are actually entering the main point of the program. So first on line 23, we are calling greet. Again, greet's not equal to anything because greet is a void return type. So we're just calling greet, and it will say hello world. Next on line 25, we are defining an integer result, and that's equal to the square, again using this function, of 4. And then on line 26, we're printing out the square of 4 using printf and the decimal in the decimal format specifier. Next on line 28, we are defining declaring and initializing a float called quotient, and that's going to be equal to the divide function passing in 10.0 and 3.0. So that's not going to get us a full number, so that's why a float return type would be appropriate for this. And as we can see here, printf, we're printing out 10 over 3 is equal to the quotient using the F format specifier. And notice the 0.2 means to 2 decimal places. And then we're printing out a new line. Finally, we're calling the getGrade. So we are assigning a character called grade to getGrade and passing in an 85. And then we are printing the grade. So your grade is whatever the grade is. So we're expecting a C here, and we're using the C format specifier for a character. And then at that point on line 34, we are returning 0 to indicate a successful execution. So let us run this. As we can see, it prints out hello world with the greet function. It prints the square of 4 of being 16, so that that shows a successful test on that function. Next, 10 over 3 is 3.3 repeated, but again, we only have it specified here to 2 decimal places. And then finally, I said C before, but it's a B. So an 85 is a B. So your grade is B because that's what returns from the get grade function passing in 85. So I hope this video was informative. Please comment if you have any questions. Otherwise, thank you for watching and have a great day.